Okay, so it's Monday, May 23rd, I believe. I forgot my phone, forgot my watch, so I'm not sure exactly what date it is. It's 6:40 in the morning, about 5 minutes before high tide at Wade Creek. Swell energy is supposed to be like 150, 200, and temperature is above 50 today. So man, this is so much more pleasant when I was here the other day, and I had problems baiting my hook. So I'm going to start on the south because that's where I got my lone bite my last trip 2 days ago on Saturday. Crashing waves, there's a bunch in front, but the real big ones are pretty far out. So I'm going to start on the south because I've been getting skunked on the north. And I would say there's about a 2 mile, maybe 1 mile per hour breeze, but it's not cold. Not that cold as Saturday anyway. And in terms of catching conditions, like I say, there's a bunch of waves close by. The bigger waves are further out. So I'm just going to start working my way south and see what happens. I haven't been fishing the south for a couple years. My first 2 years I was on the Oregon coast. The south really produced big time for me. But in the last 3 years, I've only been fishing the north. Okay, so yeah, catch conditions don't look too bad here. They look pretty decent. Video on Saturday. I know there's a trough here because I had to walk around it to get to a sandbar that's further south. So I'm going to start looking for that trough. All right, so just working my way down south. This is my very first cast. Catch conditions look really, really good. Like I said, except for the furthest waves out, which I can't reach. Swell energy is pretty good today too. This is probably the most pleasant conditions I've had in a long time, both fishing and catching. But it's, like I say, 6:45 in the morning now probably. I've been here about 5 minutes maybe. And temperature is 50, very low breeze. So it's very pleasant out here. Finally got the skunk off. And I guess I'm about 100 yards south of the creek. Oh man, this one's a nice one, I think. Unless it's going against the waves. But man, it feels so nice to finally get a fish. This is like, 6, 7, 8 trips in a row where I haven't had one, so it's finally nice to get the skunk off. Oh man, this one's heavy. Of course, I haven't had a fish in a long time. Bottom on the natural sandworm. But yeah, this is a decent sized taco. Okay, let's see. Whoa. Good thing I turned around. 10.5 incher. Whoa, shoot. So 10.5 incher, not bad. That was a nice tug too. It was pretty heavy though, so definitely felt heavier than it was long. So got my fish on 3, then nothing on 4 and 5. So I'm gonna keep moving south. If you ever come to the south, these are the 2 landmarks I use. There's this what I call a cleft in the cliff, a little rime there, and then that big rock jutting out. I don't usually go past that big rock jutting out there though. So I usually fish this whole area, but I use this as my main landmark. Okay, this is cast 6, and again, nothing on 4 and 5. Okay, so I kept heading south, and all of a sudden it's getting really shallow here, and the waves are way out there. I don't want to go down too far because every once in a while there's a pretty big swell that comes in. But I gotta wait a while, and there's some small crashing waves, but then after they pass, here, I'll show you. But after they pass, like right here, you can see that there's a pretty flat expanse of water right now. So, and it's really shallow. I'm gonna head north. Just a gut feel. This is cast 7. Other than my fish on cast 3, I have had 0 action right now. I use the trees on the north, and I'm using this landmark here in the cliff as my south. So I was just south of it, maybe about 25 to 50 yards. I didn't even get close to the big rock today. So, I'm just making a good call based on reading the waves. Well, there's a lot of dead sand crabs here though. So there's got to be a bunch of sand crabs on the south. So this is the first time I've seen this many dead ones in a while on the south side. Sitting on the south, I'm still walking to the north. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to start at the trees. Normally I start at the creek and work my way to the trees and work my way back. But I think I'm just going to go straight to the trees and work my way back to the parking lot and then call it quits. It's outgoing high tide now. It's definitely more exposed beach than just, I'm guessing I've been here about 45 minutes now. So headed to the north. Crashing waves look pretty good here. They're much better than where I was on the south. And on the north, just checking out, comparing it to the south. And again, there's a lot of dead mole crabs up here too. So I haven't seen that in a while. So that's a good sign. Actually, they're starting to disappear now, further I get closer to the trees. Here's an eagle away in the trees. Man, that's an awesome sight. I'm coming to the north in about the last 4 or 5 trips. Is that there's a lot of rocks on the bottom now because I can feel my weight banging into them. So that wasn't the case during, before that, but there's been a lot of sand that's been shifting. And I would guess about a month ago, I noticed that a lot more rocks were showing up on the north and a lot of rocks on the south were being covered up. So anyway, it's just interesting to note that there's a lot of rocks now that I'm running into with my weight. So just in the last 5 minutes, the waves have gotten really pulled out much further. So, there'll be a period of time when these small ones break, like the succession of 3 here. But then as you wait, hang on, you see that there's a big expanse of flat water. So, like I said, just the last 5 minutes, wave conditions have really changed. And now you can see the far one way out there. I mean, it's way out there now. Okay, that's it. For now, I'm almost done. It's unfortunately on my last cast. My weight snapped off and I'm too lazy to re-rig because I'm almost ready to quit, so I'm just gonna go with 2 hooks. I'm thinking that maybe with all the times that my weight was rubbing against the rocks, it finally abraded the monofilament leader, where my weight was tied onto. Moved away from the trees. I haven't encountered rocky bottom anymore. So just where I was at the trees is where I was feeling all those rocks. So wrapping it up back at the creek. Got 7 casts on the south. Got my fish on number 3. Other than that, no action. I'm guessing I was down there about maybe half an hour. Walked to the north through the trees. Took about 6 or 7 casts on the north. Half of them with only 2 hooks because I lost my weight. But I had 0 action on the north. And again, the north was very rocky on the bottom because I could feel my weight clanging into the rocks. So I'm going to start heading south on the next couple of trips. So again, a very slow action day. Again, only 1 bite. Luckily I walked away with a fish. I got the skunk off, but again, I was here, I'm guessing I had about an hour's of fishing time. Had to re-rig, took off my hoodie, did a lot of walking. So 1 fish, 1 bite, 1 hour. Again, action is very slow. Hoping to come back in the next couple of days because conditions look awesome again. And tide will be a little bit later in the morning. Okay, that's it for today.